think there's something I want to do here, and I want to make sure that the stimuli is more responsible for the input to isolate just about everything from stimuli. So, I mean, I will allow the chase and node uh, interaction because I feel like those are just a little bit of the extension of the murderer's mind. But I don't think getting the character's position is quite in the same category. Let's see. I actually kind of know what I want for this. Hopefully, I'm not mistyping some object name here, which I know I do. Uh, gonna. There's a reason why I want to do this, and it is so that they can lock onto a specific character. Yeah, actually, that works. Do something slightly different with this. is. Hmm. Hold on. One hundred 24. You know what? I'll go with that. Yeah, that was the number. If I feel like that's incorrect, I can tone it down a bit. because this will go ahead and keep track of the character. So whenever they move around, it's under 768 pixels away. This will find where they are, but only if they were determined here. Maybe I should have this slightly changed. Where, let's see. I'm gonna allow for the controlling AI to determine whether or not they will lock on to this character when this runs, or uh, or whatever is just the closest to basically continue running this. Now, in theory, and probably in practice, I can have this just be a frame perfect input for one frame, and everything would be fine. But I want to do something like this. And it validates. Did I set the clock? Yeah, I set the clock. All right. Should probably copy this stimuli into the timed idle. The look around state. All right. I think for now that might just be it. Wait a second. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had to find my controller. Right, if I remember correctly, there's one thing that happens when I press a very particular button, and I need to fix it. I mean, I'm gonna do this while I'm waiting for it to charge up. There we go. What did I name all of these? Alright, additional room and surplus room. Extra room, additional room, surplus room. I don't remember naming these rooms, but I have to agree. I have to agree with myself. All right. What's the outside named? It's just front yard. All right. And I soft lock myself. Yes, I do need to fix that. All right. Close out of that. Which means I have to track down. I think it's in here, but I'm going to double check. Fold all. Unfold the host. process abilities. Abilities host and abilities mutual. So it's not this one, it's these two. To be completely honest, I have no idea what this part does, other than this probably meaning client-side ability, which tracks whether or not the ability is in use. Let's see. And the reason why I have ability.use and ability.csa is because when you're the host, ability.use is already being set. What when you're the client, that's set right. All right, give me a second. One more second. Well, where is it? Where is it set? I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be set somewhere. Huh. All right. Hold on. Okay, so first, a use does happen. Hitbox. I'm probably going to get rid of this. Maybe. Okay, object hitbox. Important for right now. Okay, whatever. Ability timer. Wait a minute. Does okay? Yeah, it should be set by one of these. Ability.use. Ability.use. It's greater than or equal to 1. I mean, in theory, it should always be equal to 1, but I wrote my code like this because well, I don't exactly predict errors, but I like to make sure that even if something does happen, some of the things that I write can handle it. Ability mutual does pick up because it creates the spin object. Character 1.y. Hmm. Is something seems to be not. Ah, I see what it is. Yet another thing I do is using variables and global variables uh incorrectly, or rather trying to use a global variable by using a scene variable, which doesn't really end out well. In one of the maps I publish, I want to make a surplus room. Just a room that's labeled surplus. Alright. Alright. Okay, I clipped through. Something tells me I made maybe a slight. I need a little bit of a change to this. That can be done, however. I don't think this actually works yet because I don't have the state programmed in for it, and I don't have anything related to spin. I'm gonna make that more of a action thing rather than a AI thing. That way, no matter how I program the AI, it won't be able to do anything. Yeah, it doesn't. Well, I'm red. Like, not from this side, but does it have to do with like how I'm colliding with the thing, and it's just not allowing it? Because I think I'm gonna have to change around a few things so that way triggers are no longer uh no longer a this thing. I don't know, I feel like that might make a few things a little better. Hmm. Then again, I could just probably place them a little bit better. Each spawn point. Collision trigger. Do I want 32 or 16? I'm gonna go with 16, which means I have to add 32 here. 160. Wrong variable to try to change this one. Seems consistent enough. I haven't noticed a failure yet. Wait, don't I have something where I can see the layers? I'll see what that looks like. I'm actually concerned how this, I guess this would always work, but this, maybe my hitbox is slightly larger than the collision points outer bounds would be. Well, at least this side works. Yeah, I think I hit it more or less right on the head, or even slightly further than the trigger collision with the sides. So I had to extend it out. But I think with up, I've actually got the collision, and that would also make sense for this. So as much as I do like this, I might change back to just the original way of doing it. I don't know. Maybe. How does this work? Oh, beautifully. Beautifully. Okay, the murderer's mad at me. That will build a fast side. I gotta work on getting rid of those. Alright. So murderer movement. I think this is still under the umbrella of the same chase object, so I can just objects, delete an object. There we go. Chase. And to double test that, I'm going to make a chase object that's associated with nothing right about where I am at outside the room. Once I get close enough. Right about here. Let's see. There we go. As you see, I can get out of the way of the murder real easily, which is not a good thing. So I'm going to use this to stimuli char X and stimuli char Y to update the position. Oh, I'm also going to add a so that way it's probably just use this. In fact, you know what? I'm going to use this. I can just do that. Do that. That. This. This. That. So much simpler. All right. See, the thing is, I could probably get rid of the chase object and sure, actually, this part wouldn't work quite right, though I could just detect within a certain radius. For now, I'm just going to keep it that way. This actually will provide a little bit more reliability to seeing where they are because it no longer relies on the site object during this point in time. Hmm. Actually, now that I think about it, if the murderer doesn't use continuous uh, or the character locking, it won't have this advantage, which is not good. So I'm going to put this back here, but I'm gonna do one more thing. Advanced or move this in here, this in here. Get rid of this. There we go. If the murderer sees a closer by character, they can go to it. But if not, this will kick in to just move the or to sense the currently locked on uh, character, which will then it will keep the murderer chasing the character even if it goes out of sight by going behind, which generally shouldn't be a problem because you wouldn't be able to go through them too easily without being like murdered. But I don't know, something in my mind says do it anyways. So I'm gonna do that anyways. Especially now since they only attack so fast. I think what, like twice a second? Is there uh yeah, twice a second. There. That is much harder to shake off. Right. I gotta also put in the thing that prevents murderers from going through. If I remember correctly, I also added a piece of collision that only murderers will encounter, or a set of collision pieces. And that's just generally to keep them outside of lit rooms. But I suppose with a map editor, anyone could make these for any reason. I can't really stop them from not following the conventions that I choose to set up. Though currently, that's not a obstacle for the murderer to get past, since this technically does nothing for them. Keeps them from going down. Right. Keeps them from going left. I named these not necessarily in the direction that you would put them, but in the direction that it prevents uh, something from moving. And the reason for that is because that's more consistent than trying to predict in what direction they'll be put. Like if you're trying to keep something outside of something, then preventing something from moving left would be put on the right side of something. But if you're trying to keep them inside of something, then it would be put on the left to prevent you from moving left. Like if you had an object and you wanted it to like have collision, you would put the left collision on the right to prevent them from going left, right collision on the left to prevent them from going right, down collision above to prevent them from going down, up collision from below to prevent them from going up. Reverse for if you have a room that you're trying to keep something inside, maybe with the exception of doorways, but to prevent them from walking through walls. Also, the way I've set up collision here is it really shows that you don't need to have the collision pieces perfectly aligned with each other, because the collision box will take care of it. There's nothing that prevents the murder from getting to me through those pieces of collision. Nothing except for what I am about to program. Hey, it's 10:23. Which I'll have to add one more thing. Thankfully, I actually chose to do collision masks this time, which will help with uh, making this simple rather than having to do a bunch of point checks. Look, I'm probably going to set those back. I don't think it's uh, worth it, especially because I'm going to have to set up these pieces of collision and these pieces of collision. Visible murder collision left. In fact, I don't think there's any advantage to what I've done. I was just really going at it. Right. I'm gonna leave this open a little bit so I can tell exactly when I started the stream when I upload this. Though it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We're going to have a more of a standard uh, length of time that searching these objects will take. That's another thing I need to check. So it's potentially a little bit janky. Hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that chase objects is not supposed to be there at this point. Something must be messing up in the murderer's code. Also, I'm going to go ahead and where is it? Murderer visibility. Deactivate that. And let's see where the murderer is at all points in time. This should be helpful. And for extra helpfulness, I'm going to get rid of the ceiling. Yep, they're unable to go through. Now, I'm not entirely sure why they can still see me, but they can. I also need to fix the collision during lag frames. I'm probably going to do that by limiting the delta code to see if this goes way too high, in which case, let's see. So a standard piece of collision is a standard piece of collision uh, of conventional thickness is 32 pixels wide. So try something here. All right, so 2 times, let's see, oh, times L. L will be lag. Rather, the yeah. So this checks out because uh, okay, I get it. Okay, so if I just limit it below 0.1, I should be fine. But something else tells me that I should also do some additional checks somewhere. I cannot be bothered with it at the moment, so I'm just gonna do something like this. Variables, global variables, value of the global variable is greater than 0.05. Yeah, that should be fine. It's greater than that, set it to that. Now hopefully I won't go flying over the map whenever some big lag spike happens. Oh wait, my calculator had a function. I didn't need to go. Hold on. It has a graphing. Yes, it does. But can I set variables? Indeed I can. Okay, I didn't need to go open my web browser then. I cannot artificially create lag that way. All right. Well, I suppose that that will do it for me today. Thank you for tuning in if you did. which I don't suspect anyone has. If you are just getting here and have also not chatted once during the entire live stream, and you want to know where you can find this, well, it will be on Twitch for a while, but it will also be on YouTube. All right, this is goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.